Success in game development depends on more than ideas or innovation. Sometimes it comes down to decisions. Also, failed moments can leave lasting effects on projects, reputations, and entire studios. Sure, some poor choices fade, but others remain painful reminders of what could have been. Here we highlight 20 devastating mistakes that continue to haunt gamers and developers alike. Number 1. Rushing a game for holiday release. Cyberpunk 2077 launched in December 2020 to catch the holiday rush, but it barely held together. Players dealt with non-stop crashes and bizarre bugs, leading to Sony removing it and issuing refunds. The backlash also damaged consumer trust and delayed the next-gen patch by months. Number 2. Alienating the franchise's core audience. Loyal players expect familiar foundations. In XCOM Enforcer, the shift to a mindless action format abandoned the strategy game fans loved. The game barely resembled earlier entries, and its departure from what defined the series left its audience feeling completely disconnected. Number 3. Focusing on graphics over gameplay. While The Order 1886 impressed with its visuals, the gameplay felt unfinished and lacked originality. It lasted just about 5 hours and left players unsatisfied. Reviewers even called it an interactive movie, and poor sales ended any plans for a sequel. Number 4. Abusing early access to mask incompletion. Some games linger in development too long. Days remained in early access for over 5 years while fans waited for features that never arrived. As development dragged on, players lost patience and the community that once rallied around it faded. Number 5. Ignoring fan feedback. When Blizzard revealed Diablo Immortal as mobile only, fans were furious. And now infamous "Don't you guys have phones?" response made things worse. The studio completely misread its PC fanbase, and the backlash hammered Blizzard's reputation as well as its stock. Number 6. Failing to optimize for PC. Batman Arkham Knight ran so poorly on PCs that it was pulled from Steam, while The Last Part of Us 1 struggled with crashes and memory leaks. These launches show how skipping proper PC testing and outsourcing PC versions can lead to lasting regret. Number 7. Overcommitting to multi-platform releases. Making a game for too many platforms can backfire. With Mighty Number 9, developers promised support across more than 10 systems, but then delays piled up and some versions were even scrapped. Finally, the product failed to meet expectations, especially for its earliest backers. Number 8. Skipping thorough playtesting. An unnoticed typo and skip playtesting in Aliens Colonial Marines completely ruined the experience. Enemies acted unpredictably and gameplay collapsed under the weight of technical flaws. It wasn't the developers who fixed it either. It was a fan modder with a patch. Number 9. Overloading games with microtransactions. In Star Wars Battlefront 2, unlocking iconic characters meant grinding endlessly and paying on top of that. When EA defended this on Reddit, it became the most downvoted comment ever. The outrage spread fast and even led to government scrutiny over loot boxes. Number 10. Abandoning a game shortly after release. Some games never recover from a rocky launch. After shipping with bugs and missing content, Anthem received minimal updates. Although BioWare promised a rework, it never came. Eventually, EA withdrew long-term support and the game quietly vanished from conversations. Number 11. Overscoping the project beyond resources. With Too Human, the vision kept shifting. New engines, new platforms, endless changes. And over the years, lawsuits piled up and delays dragged the development. By the time it launched, it couldn't meet expectations and legal trouble eventually got it pulled from stores entirely. Number 12. Releasing without accessibility features. Pokémon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl overlooked key accessibility options, leaving many players excluded. It upset a chunk of its community. In contrast, The Last of Us Part 2 set a new benchmark with over 60 highly customizable and disability-friendly features. Number 13. Losing the original game's source code. Without proper archival, even beloved titles become hard to preserve. Kingdom Hearts lost its original source code, which forced developers to rebuild it from physical copies. The delay became a cautionary tale for studios that neglect long-term data storage. Number 14. Forcing always online DRM at launch. When SimCity 2013 launched, players couldn't access the game due to overwhelmed servers. EA insisted it wasn't DRM, but the denial only increased frustration. Although fixes eventually arrived, the damage was already done and the game's reputation never truly recovered. Number 15. Cutting corners on AI programming. When players entered stealth in Thief 2014, they expected smart enemies. Instead, they got guards who stood idle and ignored player activity. It was a result of broken AI, and it removed all of the tense and strategic moments in the gameplay. Number 16. Failing to evolve a game series. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 clung to a dated formula that no longer worked. Its clunky gameplay and rushed design felt out of place on modern consoles. Instead of reviving the series, it stalled momentum and left the franchise dormant for years. Number 17. Misleading players with trailers. Watch Dogs showcased stunning visuals in early trailers, but the final release looked noticeably downgraded. Hidden PC files later revealed that those effects were deliberately disabled. Ubisoft's decision to prioritize visual parity across platforms backfired, and it damaged their credibility. Number 18. Designing around loot instead of narrative. When gameplay revolves around grinding, the story often suffers. That was the case with Marvel's Avengers, where repetitive missions and locked characters took the spotlight. Major heroes sat behind paywalls, and the lack of meaningful arcs left the experience feeling empty. Number 19. Launching with poor user interfaces. Mass Effect Andromeda frustrated players before the action even started. Its menus were cluttered, its HUD clunky, and navigation unintuitive. Combined with awkward facial animations, the interface became a punchline and a clear reminder of how rushed UI design can backfire. Number 20. Releasing a game incomplete to avoid delay. No Man's Sky hit shelves missing major features, which led to lawsuits and refund requests. Silence from the developers only deepened the fallout. Eventually, Hello Games responded with updates, slowly changing the game into something closer to what it had been promised. That's all for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.